talk about open defecation. What must Lagos do to end open defecation? Today we're talking about water, sanitation, and hygiene wash. It's a critical quality of life issue, and if Lagos wants to be considered a world city, there are some things that simply should not happen in Lagos, and open defecation is one of them. Today's big hard fact is from the Lagos state government itself. It says that its target for ending open defecation is 2025. Its target date for ending open defecation is 2025. So that's 1.5 years from now. You know, far again, no? 1.5 years from now. Or maybe 2.5 if you count to the end of 2025. And that's the goal. Now, the question is, can Lagos meet that goal? Is the goal realistic? If that goal is not realistic, what is a more realistic goal? If it is realistic, what does Lagos need to do to get there? This is what we'll talk about today on The Big Hard Fact. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. If you just tuned in, this is Nigeria Info 99.3. Now, there's other stuff that we'll talk about within this hour. We'll talk about water, we'll talk about sanitation, we'll talk about health in Lagos in general. But let's start with a few questions, right? Because this conversation, you are my guest. You're the one who's going to do all the talking. I'll just ask a lot of questions and listen to you. How do you get water into your home in Lagos? Is it from waterworks? Is it from personal borehole in your compound? Is it from community borehole? How do you get water into your house right now in Lagos? How do you evacuate waste from your home? Is it by sockaway? Are you connected to a sewage line? I know that these questions may sound silly, but I want us to use our own mouths to see how far. So give me a call and tell me your situation. 0700 993 993 993 01465 7190. How do you get water into your home? Is it from waterworks? Lagos State Waterworks, is it from them? Or water board, as the case may be? Is it from personal borehole in your compound? Is it from community borehole? How do you evacuate poo-poo and pee, aka waste, in your compound? Is it from community, is it from a sockaway? Are you connected to a sewage line? I want to hear. I'm doing like a quick survey, snap survey, and then we'll talk about open defecation. 0700 993 993 993 01465 7190. 0700 993 993 993 01465 7190. Hi, thanks for calling us.
Yeah, this is Joseph.
Hi, Joseph.
Calling from Lekki.
Joseph, how do you get water into your compound?
Sandra, good evening.
Good evening.
Sandra, I want to ask you, does government give water?
Yes, government does.
I've never seen it anywhere. I get pure water, stable water, or I get from borehole or from well. That is where I get my water from.
So in your compound,
I never see government.
In your compound, you get from borehole. So is the borehole in your compound, or you go out to go and buy from another person's borehole?
No, I get it from somewhere, from neighboring
compounds.
Okay. Or I can get from well.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. But I get that borehole for drinking, for drinking. Or maybe sometimes I get pure water or stable water.
For drinking, okay.
Government does not give water.
Okay,
I never see government water anywhere.
Never seen government water, John says. All right. WhatsApp is also available. WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. Where do you get your water from? How do you get water into your home? Is it from waterworks? Is it from a borehole that you dug in your own compound? Is it from community borehole? How do you evacuate waste? Do you have sockaway? Are you connected to sewage? How is waste evacuated from your home? 99.3, hello. Good evening, what's your name, sir? Hello?
I'm Ndubisi Chukwuma.
Ndubisi, welcome. Talk to me.
Yeah.
Ndubisi, your line is not very clear. You're going to have to give us a call back, okay? Hi, good evening.
Good evening, Sister Sandra.
Good evening, sir. What's your name?
Igwe
Victor.
Victor, the merchant man.
Welcome.
Thank you. How I get water in my area?
How do you get water in your compound?
In my compound, actually, in my compound we have a private borehole that supplies water to the rest of the compound.
Okay.
Funny enough, the other one you asked about
waste. How do you evacuate waste?
Yes, of all the places I lived since I came to Lagos, maybe before it would get to when it will be evacuated, I would have gone out of the compound.
I see.
The last place I stayed for like 5 years before I came to the current place I'm staying now. I think it was close to when it was about to be evacuated that I had to leave the compound. Okay. Now I'm a new tenant in a particular place I'm living now, so I've not had a very fair share experience of that. Okay. But as for water, we have private boreholes that supplies water to the rest of the compound.
All right, thank you, good Victor, for calling. 99.3.
Hello.
How are you, sir? What's your name?
Sandra, you didn't finish my call. You cut it.
Yes, we couldn't hear you. Ndubisi, welcome. The connection is not great. That's why I cut it.
But it's good. It's good now.
It's still breaking up. Maybe where you are, the connection is not great.
What about now?
This is better. Yes.
Now we used to buy water from the people that are the tanker.
Okay.
Every 2 weeks or so.
Okay.
Like 4,000 naira.
Okay.
Each time.
Every 2 weeks.
The evacuation of the cities. We used to call them from my two. We stay at the satellite town. So we call them every time that the thing is filled up. Because then they collected 20. Sometimes 20,000. I don't know if they're going to collect this year.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Ndubisi, for calling. This is research. I'm doing research, and you're my respondent, sir. 99.3. Hello. Good evening. What's your name, sir? Osas, talk to me.
Okay. For water, when I moved into my area like 6-7 years ago, they told me there was water. Water was running. So after like some days, whatever I went, I said, let's go and pump the water now.
Okay.
They said we should wait till the government will soon bring water. I said, meaning what? So it was really funny. So I said, no, this is not possible. So since that time till now, we have not got water. So we have to do a fresh bowl for ourselves.
Oh.
Number one. Number two, this open the feature you talk about. The only way they can eradicate it is to stop agberoism. Those are the people. I'm not. You can ask any Lagos, they will tell you if you are passing through Oshodi anywhere, you haven't got the bridge because that's where they live. They live under the bridge. They live on top of the bridge. The pedestrian bridge. You see that's where they sleep. So that's what they do. That's what they do. That does all these things everywhere. So that's number one thing first. They can do that. Then Open Defecation will stop.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. 99.3. Hello.
Hello. Yeah. Good afternoon, Sandra Ezekwesili.
Good afternoon, sir. What's your name?
My name is Rapruchuku.
Rapruchuku, welcome. How do you get water in your compound?
Okay. I source my water myself. I dug a borehole.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
My house.
Okay. And how do you evacuate waste?
That was 10 years ago.
How do you evacuate waste?
You said?
How do you evacuate waste? How do you get rid of waste?
I have a soccer where I flush. When we flush, then when the thing is, I will call those people that carry by those vehicles. I tell them, they will suck it and then dispose it.
Okay.
At times we do get them from my two, where they are staying. I call them, they will come my house and pack it.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Raplochku, for calling. Now, let's talk about open defecation. Go. Back in 2020, when Buhari was still president, he declared a state of emergency on open defecation. That was after Nigeria overtook India as the world leader of open defecation, as the number one destination of open defecation. And for those who are wondering what open defecation means, short put, that's it. Pooing outside instead of using toilet, WC toilet. It's a serious health problem. People should not be coming into contact with human waste, obviously. Because human waste has germs, it has bacteria that carries disease. It gets worse when we use borehole for our water supply instead of waterworks. You know, a lot of people are calling and saying, "Oh, I have private borehole in my house." Private borehole is a problem. Because you see, Lagos, and that's why I was asking that question. That's why I started with, how do you get the water in your compound? Is it waterworks? Or is it borehole? Or is it community borehole? Let me tell you what happens with borehole. Someone poops outside near where people live. Rain falls. As that rain falls, you go wash the germs where they from the poo-poo, enter inside ground, inside soil. Small, that poop water, you go they absorb inside the ground, inside the soil. Deeper inside the soil. Until it go reach water basin. Meanwhile, your borehole pipe is drawing water from the basin into your home. It's the circle of life. And I say that as somebody that has private borehole in my own house. Yes, it's quite the thing. That's what happened. That's what's happening to all of us because of open defecation. It's the water that we're bathing with. It's the water that we're mopping our floors with. It's the water that we're brushing our teeth with. It's the water that some of us cook with. By the way, babies can catch polio from other babies' poop. When a baby is vaccinated against polio, their poop can contain a strain of the polio virus. So if that poop is not disposed of properly, it can give polio to an unvaccinated child that comes in contact with it, even indirectly. We've had a couple of cases like that, which is what made it hard to eradicate polio at the end. These are some of the issues caused by open defecation. Now, at the end of the day, if you are thinking or talking about getting rid of open defecation, you're not going to end open defecation until you have enough toilets for everybody. But even in places where we have toilets, very often toilets are spoiled. They get spoiled, nobody fixes them. It's a serious problem in many places. Or there's no running water for those toilets, so they can't be used. Which is why my next question for you is, what do we need to do in our public spaces to get more of these dysfunctional toilets to work? Why do so many offices and organizations and schools and other places struggle to keep their toilets running? What are the issues there? If you own a public space, if you run a public space that has a toilet, what are the issues there? Why is a quick spoil, and why when it's spoiled we need a quick fixer? Why is there a problem with ensuring that there's constant running water with the toilets? Why do so many offices and organizations and schools struggle to keep their toilets running? Which in turn leads to open defecation. How many of you went to boarding school in Nigeria where you had to do short put? Because the toilets were often terrible and unusable. I'm going to come to government policy next, but let's start here. What do we need to do in our public spaces to get more of these toilets that spoil to not spoil, to not pack up, essentially? 0700-993-993-993 01465-7190 0700-993-993 01465-7190. We've got WhatsApp as well. WhatsApp is 080-959-75805 080-959-75805. You can also tweet at us at Nigeria Info FM or share your thoughts on Facebook, Nigeria Info 99.3.
Hello, Auntie Sandra.
Thanks for calling, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening.
This is Eze from Odogbolo, Ogun State.
Eze, talk to me. Welcome.
Yes. You see, for this side where we are, I don't know whether we are where we belong to, whether it's Lagos State or be Ogun State, because now what they happen for Lagos, they happen here.
Okay.
For here, water is really problem to us here. We didn't have water at all. Eh? There's no water, single water here, and the reservoir was there. I was just for the other guy now, and report the same thing to him. They didn't remember that we can live as a human being here.
So, Eze, call me back if you can, because I have other questions, you know. So if you say water no day here, how na they take do water? How na they take source water? Where na they from bring the water? Where na they from carry water come? 0700-993-993-993 01465-7190. WhatsApp is available. WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. I've got this message here from Adekambi Moses in Ayobo. Moses says, Sandra, I get my water through my neighbors and it's borehole. PSP used to pack my refuse at least twice in a week, and we pay them 2,000 naira every month, and I get and I have my own sock away. All right, thank you very much for your message. Gabriel in Moe says, Sandra, putting an end to open defecation is a good idea, but why not putting an end to Aguero problem first? This is what affects all Lagosians. Actually, both things affect all Lagosians. Open defecations and Aguero. 99.3, hello.
Hello, President Sandra.
Thanks for calling, sir. What's your name?
Ugochukwu from Ekpaja.
Welcome, Ugochukwu from Ekpaja.
Thank you very much, President Sandra. President Sandra, when you talk of water works, as long as I'm concerned, in this Ekpaja, there was water works when I was in Salatown. Those days, that was 1992, 93, 93, 1994. In those days, when they brought water, as President Sandra, that water will be smelling full of dirty, that's dirty. It will run like hours before you started the thing clean one. That in those days you cannot even drink it. So I'm no longer a charlatan. I don't know how they manage to do it. But within this spider here, I wonder. I don't know if anybody is using water works. All people are using is borehole. And the government from federal level to local government level, they budget for this water every year. Is it not true, President? Where is the money? Where is the water?
Yes, they budget, yes. Do people poop outside in Ekpaja?
In my company, we don't poop outside. We have a children's tank that our system goes to.
Okay.
So we don't poop outside.
But in other compounds, do they poop outside? In other areas?
Other compound, no. The one that are close to us here, no.
Okay.
The one I can't say much. Like I'm living upstate, so I used to see some other compound, no.
Okay.
But I cannot really say the other one I don't know about.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. I appreciate it. Let's take a look at other messages we've got on WhatsApp. Sandra, please. Drilling shallow borehole can only be affected by water runoffs. Deep borehole cannot be affected by rainwater runoffs because the subsoil formation is not the subsoil formation is a natural filter. That's from Felix in Ikorodu. All right, Felix from Ikorodu, thank you very much for your message. We've got Sunday in Ikorodu who says, this borehole is a terrible way of getting water in the future. All right, we've got this one here from John. John says, we get water through personal borehole in the compound, and poo-poo carriers come when the sockaway has filled up. We add water guard for the domestic use. Okay. This one says, that's Olajai in Ikorodu. Olajai says that in the late 80s, water board supplied tap water in some parts of Lagos. I doubt if they're still existing now. Good neighbors and churches gave us water from their borehole these days, and most small apartments build small toilets attached along with their structure for waste disposal. Olajai, thanks for that message. We've got Amaka who says, I get my water through private borehole. All right, Amaka, thank you for your message. All right, Lagos, let's keep talking about what needs to happen with these public toilets. If you just tuned in, we're talking about open defecation. It's a serious health problem because, I mean, at the end of the day, the water that we use shouldn't come in contact with human waste, because human waste has germs and bacteria, you know, and it's worse when we get our water supply from boreholes instead of waterworks. Ideally, if waterworks supplies water, you're certain that the water is getting treated, right? However, thankfully, a lot of the boreholes that we have, people put it through various steps of a treatment of sorts, you know, and so that probably helps to ensure that the water that you finally consume is healthy, right? But with open defecation, it exposes us to the risk of interacting with the waste of somebody who has defecated outside. Someone poops outside where people live, rain falls, washes the germs from that feces into the soil. That poop water is absorbed deeper and deeper into the soil until it gets to the water basin. Your borehole pipe draws water from that basin into your home. That's what's happening to all of us with boreholes. Before we talk about that a bit more, I've got information to share with you if you're thinking about making some money for yourself.
Yes, Lagos. So this is a much pleasant news than what we just finished listening to. Okay, so yeah, one play is telling you that they have double the prize money right now. Double the prize money that you used to hear. So you used to hear 25,000. Today I am saying we have 150,000 naira to be won every single night. Yes, you heard me right. 5 people can now win 10,000 naira each, and 2 people can now win 50,000 naira each. So you know the drill now. Just dial star 347 star 880 hash. Star 347 star 880 hash. And this time around, you're playing with 200 naira instead of 100 naira. And you might want to be arguing with me that it's 200. Calm down. With 200 naira, it gives you more options to win more. So you literally can win more than you would win when you're playing with 100 naira. So you are playing with 200 naira now. And I usually tell you to play and follow the prompts, but I'm just going to give you a breakdown of what the prompts looks like in case some of you are not sure of what you would see when you dial that code. So when you are dialing the code, you just add either 1, 2, or 3 depending on the station you're playing from. So for example, you're dialing, if you want to play on Nigeria Info, you're dialing star 347 star 880 star 3 hash. Star 347 star 880 star 3 hash for Nigeria Info, and you specify the number of entries you want. Is it 1? Is it 2? Is it 5? Play as much as you can, because I mean you're increasing your chances. So then they will ask you to choose your bank option, and after seeing that, you would have to press 1 to continue, and then you receive an SMS with instructions to make payments. And once you make payments and you've imputed your PIN, selected your account, your transaction is completed. And if you want to be sure if you've won the prize money, you can listen to Nigeria Info with Ada by 10:25. Yes, that's listen to Ada 1025. And if the system picks your number, you've won the cash prize of the day. So yay! Why don't you gather your family members and start playing? Because, my dear, nothing is more pleasant than the sound of bank alerts.
More talk, news, and sports after this.
This your baby can suck for Africa. I hope you have taken COVID-19 vaccine to protect you and the baby.
Protection?
The vaccine builds antibodies that help protect mothers and their unborn babies, and for breastfeeding mothers like you who are 18 and above. Those antibodies are transmitted to your breast milk and it protects your baby.
Nurse, but I don't have money for the vaccine.
The vaccines are free and available.
Really?
In fact, since you are here for your baby's routine immunization, you can get your COVID-19 vaccine as well, right here in this facility.
This is actually a good idea.
Pregnant women can also use the opportunity of their ANC visits to get their COVID-19 vaccination as well.
Pregnant women and mothers of children under 5, including breastfeeding mothers, can get vaccinated for COVID-19 during their antenatal visits or when they bring their babies for their routine immunization. The COVID-19 vaccine helps build immunity for both mother and child against the virus.
Take responsibility for you and the rest of us.
Every morning is an opportunity to take your hustle to the next level. So, start every day with a great tasting cup of Nescafe 3-in-1. Just add water and enjoy the blend of coffee, creamer, and sugar with that rich, creamy taste you love. To help you start strong and make every morning count. Start strong, finish strong. Nescafe.
Come and give me some sugar. Yeah, I want my sugar. Golden penny noodles. Yeah, that's why I get my sugar.
Golden penny noodles now available in chicken flavor, jollof chicken flavor, goat meat pepper soup flavor, and jollof hot flavor nationwide. Golden penny noodles. I want what I want.
Golden penny noodles. Me, I just want my sugar. Okay.
Imagine a life with zero worries.
Flip to Page Financials for loans done right. Page Financials offers instant loans that keep you on track. No matter what life throws your way, you can get up to 5 million naira when you need it most. Apply for a loan with Page Financials today. Visit www.pagefinancials.com or call 01-700-7243 to get started.
Naija people, with the yarn better tori abeg.
He found the gold and asked her for just shikini piece of the pie, and she killed him for it.
Oh, me. Fair women.
No one tells a story like we do. Watch Wura and other international shows on Showmax, Africa's original streaming service. Sign up at showmax.com.
This is the University of Africa. Here, the most important qualification is imagination, because here, everyone has a reason to imagine.
Passion, finesse, skill, beats, stunts, beats.
What's your reason? We want to hear it from you. Imagine it with you. Maybe even make it a reality for you. Follow at Airtel Nigeria on all social media platforms for more details. T's and C's apply.
Airtel, a reason to imagine.
Oh, the only detergent that keeps me bright and fresh. I know they waste time to wash. I thought my clothes have the best, so why go less? You can't wash a lot with a little Viva. Use Viva. Don't waste your time, don't waste your money. Use Viva. Viva, oh Viva. I love my Viva. Don't need no other. I love my Viva forever. Viva, oh Viva. I love my Viva. Don't need no other. I love my Viva forever. Viva, I love my Viva. Don't need no other. I love my Viva forever.
Viva detergent, a quality cleaning powder from Aspira.
The round table is back.
I recall that the former Minister for Interior, Abdulrahman Dambazao, said that people go in as dogs and come out as lions.
I don't think the Nigerian government actually took the time to look at it from a holistic perspective.
And it's just really painful because it seems as though that, with every new government, we tend to miss the previous government.
It's just like you put human beings to live as pigs inside a place. How do you correct such? I don't even know who gave them the idea of changing the name.
The round
table. This June 28th, 10 a.m. to 12 noon, 29th, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., and 30th, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Be part of the table on 99.3 Lagos, 92.3 Port Harcourt, and 95.1 Abuja. Let's talk.
I would just say that we're all stakeholders in the business of building Nigeria.
Hi there, my name is Mercy Johnson Okoji.
My name is Joke Silva.
Hi there, I am Aproko Doctor.
My name is Chef Winnie, aka Delicious Food.
It's your boy Cruz with Joe. I love cooking.
And my choice of cooking oil.
And my choice of cooking oil is Power Oil.
My choice is Power Oil.
Use Power Oil. It's triple filtered. It contains omega-6 and 9, and it's fortified with vitamin A. Plus, it comes in different packs and sizes, so you can afford it without breaking the bank.
Did you know that there are endless career opportunities for you in tech? Absolutely. Tired of continuously seeking admission? Or do you need a better job? Old School Africa is your ticket to a thriving career. Start your career in tech and earn a diploma from Old School Africa. Choose from code and no-code programs like front-end engineering, back-end engineering, data science, data analysis, product design, and product management. Picture this: affordable tuition, online classes, interactive live sessions, seasoned tutors, and even soft skills training. Apply now and enjoy 50% off tuition fees at oldschoolafrica.com. That's altschoolafrica.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Uncle Dentist, what are cavities? And how does Colgate protect my teeth from cavities? Does it use Kung Fu?
No, dear. Most tooth pains are caused by tooth holes called cavities. When you brush daily with Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, its expert formula locks natural calcium in our teeth and helps protect them from cavities.
It's time to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate, because Colgate locks calcium in.
Keeps cavities out!
Colgate is recommended by the Nigerian Dental Association.
Some like it hot, some like it cold, some like it in a mug, some like it on the road. That's right! Whatever your hustle, stay refreshed and ready with the creamy, great-tasting new Nescafe Ready to Drink. It comes in a convenient pack with a straw, so you can enjoy it anywhere, anytime. No dulling. Nescafe Ready to Drink. Refresh for the hustle.
We are all gathered here today to witness the joining of all 32 of you in blissful matrimony to Glow MiFi and Router. Do you, Wi-Fi enabled devices, take this Glow MiFi and Router as your lawful data plug?
Yes, we do!
Do you, Glow MiFi and Router, promise to be there in good times and in Sakba?
Yes, we do!
Now you may stay connected.
Enjoy a connected life with Glow MiFi and Router. Get 60 gigabytes data bonus when you buy a Glow MiFi and 180 gigabytes data bonus when you buy a Glow Router. And connect up to 32 Wi-Fi enabled devices. Available at Glow World shops nationwide.
Glow Unlimited.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Africa's Creative Community Festival. It's the Cloud Talk Concert. Share your stories with the largest community of creatives in Africa. Featuring live performances from international superstars Shady Vibes, Faith,
My baby good.
Bayani, Boy Spice, Kite, and many more. Also featuring live special appearances by Tacha, Yemi Craigs, Kananga Jr., and many more. Your host, Eniolua Cloud Talk Concert will take place at the Jewel Aida, Plot 105B, Hakim Dixon Link Road, Lekki Phase 1, Lagos. Date June the 30th, 2023. Cloud Talk Concert, Africa's Creative Community Festival.
Wake up, sleepyhead. It's Girls' Day Out.
Fine. What's the plan for today?
Okay, so we have a 9 a.m. hair and nail appointment at the salon. At 3 p.m., we're going to watch the new superhero movie. Have drinks with Emeka and his friend at 6. At 8, we're going to try out the new restaurant at the mall. And...
All that in one day? How?
Easy, my love. Start your day with a bowl of cereal made specially with Olympic milk. And let's get going.
Enjoy
Enjoy the goodness of Olympic milk to own your day. Olympic milk. Stay active.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
I'm Sandra Ezekwesili, and we're talking about water, sanitation, and hygiene on the show today. What must Lagos do to end open defecation? And we're having this conversation because last week the Lagos state government said that its target date for ending open defecation is 2025. The Lagos state government says we want to end open defecation by 2025. 2.5 years from now, or 1.5 years from now, depending on when you want to stop the count. That's the goal. The question is, how can Lagos meet that goal? Can Lagos even meet that goal? Is that goal realistic? If it's not realistic, what's a more realistic goal? If it is realistic, what does Lagos need to do to get there? And my first question before the break was, what do we need to do as a people, as a society, as far as our public spaces are concerned? Hotels, bars, filling station toilets, schools, where else? Churches, where are all these places that typically have toilets, public toilets, right? How do we get more of these toilets to actually work the way they're supposed to work, so that people don't go and try to use the toilet, see that it's filthy, and go and defecate outside? I'm also asking why so many of these organizations struggle to maintain their toilets, struggle to keep their toilets running. Because if the toilet doesn't run, open defecation happens. So that was before the break, right? Now let's talk government policy. Let's talk government policy. What should government be doing to end open defecation? What is government doing at the moment to end open defecation? Like we said before, President Buhari declared a state of emergency on this back in 2020, when we overtook India as the open defecation capital of the world. And as part of that state of emergency that Buhari declared, the federal secretariat set up a national, the federal government, set up a national secretariat in Abuja. Up until this moment, have you ever heard about the national secretariat set up to end open defecation? Up until this moment, had you heard about it before? Have you ever seen an advert or a message from them? Have you ever seen a toilet that they built, this secretariat in Abuja? Have you ever heard on the news that they awarded contracts to run water pipes in some town, somewhere? Have you heard anything at all that this national secretariat is doing to end open defecation? 0700-993-993-993. That's at the federal level. Now, at state level, let's come home to Lagos. We have initiatives that have also been set up by the Lagos state government to key into this state of emergency on open defecation. So, for example, the Lagos state government set up a program to improve the hygiene of public toilets, the hygiene at public toilets. The government budgeted money to give training to public toilet operators. The training is meant to empower the operators to keep their toilets clean and running for the public. And that brings me to my next question. How would you rate the hygiene levels at our public toilets here in Lagos? I think that's even the second question, because the main question, Seth, is how many public toilets do we have in Lagos? Do we have enough public toilets in Lagos? Have you ever used a public toilet in Lagos? Are local governments building enough public toilets, making sure that they're working? Is the state government enforcing standards? So yeah, there's the public toilet operator plan by the state government. You tell me whether it's working, because you live here. You have to use these toilets. But there's more. The Lagos state government is now rolling out a new action plan, and the plan is starting with sensitization. The government is going to different local government, educating people not to poop outside. It's part of a national program called Clean Nigeria, Use the Toilet. Is that what's needed at the moment? Is education and sensitization what's needed right now? Will it be enough? Is the main problem that people don't know that they should not poop outside? Or is the main problem that people don't have access to toilets that flush? Benga Motosho says that sensitization can solve the problem because people are simply indisciplined. He is the information commissioner for Lagos. And back in January, he said, quote, "It is a matter of attitude. Some of our people lack the discipline to use public toilets to defecate. So what we do is set up advocacy and encourage both public and private sectors collaboration in providing the public facility. There are so many of them around where people can pay as low as 100 naira to use the toilets. It is convenient and it is something we encourage people to use because it is part of the sustainable development goals that we have pledged to." End quote. Do you agree with his the information commissioner's assessment? Do you agree? Is it true that there are enough public toilets all over the place and the problem is that people lack discipline? Are enough of them functional? These public toilets all over the place, are enough of them functional? Have you ever seen one? Have you ever used one? This 100 naira he says that people pay to use. Are you one of those people? Is it simply a matter of a lack of discipline on the part of the people? That's why they poop outside. Now, of course, the state government's own policy document may disagree with Omotosho, may in capital letter. The Lagos Resiliency Strategy Policy Program, strategy policy says that the problem is access to toilet, not indiscipline or sensitization. This policy lists 4 things that we need to do to reduce open defecation. Those 4 things are: number 1, provision of public toilets and bathrooms in each local council development area. Number 2, construction of community wastewater treatment plants. Again, and that second point, very interesting because it reminds us of what we talked about before the break. Because before the break, I started by asking you, where do you get your water from? And a lot of you said, I have my own personal borehole. And I reminded you that when people poop outside and rain falls, some of the bacteria from that water gets into the water basin. The pipes that get water into your homes through your borehole, they get that water from the water basin. So that's why the Lagos says construction of community wastewater treatment plants, development of an integrated waste management system, expansion and protection of water sources to improve the city's water supply. These are the 4 things that we need, according to the Lagos Resiliency Strategy Policy, to reduce open defecation. Do you agree? Which of these ones would you say that the Lagos State government has done well? Tell me about your neighborhood. Tell me about your community specifically. Do you have enough public toilets there? Do you have a community wastewater treatment plant? Do you have a waste management system? Do you have a centralized water source? I've lived in Lagos 5 years. Now, I'll admit that I rarely go out. So you can't use my word for it, but I haven't seen these things I'm talking about. But maybe that's just me. That's why I'm asking you. You're my guest on the show today, so let's talk. 0700-993-993-993 01465-7190. WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. Hello, thanks for calling us. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, Sandra, I am eating. Don't want to be out in toilet.
Okay, all right. Oh, I guess she's off the phone. 99.3.
Hello, good evening, Sandra.
Good evening. Thanks for calling.
Hello.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Good evening.
Good evening. What's your name, sir?
This is Samson. I'm calling from Surulere.
Samson, welcome. Talk to me.
Okay. I think I don't live in Surulere. I'm just passing through Surulere, but for my area,
okay,
in Mile 2, we don't have a lot of these public toilets.
Okay.
I think there are some around the parks, like where you have the garages,
Okay.
but it's not so popular like that.
Okay.
So I guess the best, the public toilets that most of us have access to are those ones within those retail shopping malls.
Right.
So I think we make use of that a lot within my two first stack, because there are a lot of retail shopping malls that have those kinds of facilities.
Okay.
But for the general public type, I've actually not
seen any public
used
toilets.
any in that. I don't know. I've lived here.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for calling. We've got messages on WhatsApp. Let's take a look at some of them. This one here says, in Lagos Island, when it's raining, the residents open their toilet reserve to the flood rain. Oh my God. What? Oh my God. What? Hey, Jesus. Oh my. Hey, Jesus. Okay. I've got Fendi Mendieta here who says, I think what needs to be done is to have private investors invest in mobile toilet facilities, which can be in public places. These investors can manage and maintain these toilet facilities. The government has to also make laws against public defecation that will deter people from open defecation. But if you have a law against open defecation or public defecation and you don't have the toilets where people can go and use to defecate, are you really leaving the people with a lot of options? This one here says, Sandra, the Lagos mega city project is not working. Any city unable to provide water for its residents is at best a glorified village. The same government at a time wanted to tax borehole users. We have a long way to go. That's Bade in Ikeja. Bade, thank you very much for your message. We've got this one here from Temidayo in Idimu. Temidayo says, Sandra, my family once lived in a teaching hospital quarters where we had all old plumbing fittings, but bought water and fetched from our tank. We moved out when my son was 5 years, and the young boy was dazed to see a running tap within our apartment. So it's that bad. Temidayo, thanks for sharing. We've got another message here. This one says, Sandra, it seems that borehole germs will be more in Lagos borehole than the ones in some parts of the east, north, and some other regions, because borehole in Lagos is like 15 to 40 feet, while in the east, in my village, it takes up to 120 feet or more to see clean water. Yeah, in my own village as well, in Enugu, you have to keep digging before you can find water. Interesting. All right. Peter Yorinde says, Sandra, the more I think about when last I saw government water supply, the only memory I can muster is from 1993 in Ijebu, Ogun State. For 37 years of my life, I became conscious only to use well and borehole water. I only see public water leaking through pipes in drainages. Why are toilets not cared for? We're mostly dirty people, Sandra. Our culture is not cleanliness centered. I've read about cultures of Scandinavians and Japanese people. It's a taboo to be environmentally unclean. Lagos State cannot achieve anything as a target. Neither have I seen a target achieved in Nigeria. Now, wow, that's very dire. And then he goes on to offer solutions. He says, number 1, curriculum intensification from primary to secondary about self-hygiene. Number 2, high school education should cover social environment care. Number 3, senior high school should cover the value of human life through socio-environmental hygiene and public health. Number 4, religious narratives about cleanliness. Number 5, crime and punishment to control public law breakers. Number 6, create street or ward environmental marshals or environmental police to ensure responsibilities on environmental matters reporting. Number 7, just as we have national orientation, Lagos should have a sub-department called State Orientation Department to push environmental narratives and other developmental targets, among others. We have half of these solutions. We are a people who are lazy to enforce laws that we write, and we fail to keep vows that we pledge. Peter Ayorinde with that message on WhatsApp. All right, Peter. Thank you for your message. We've got this one from Mike in Langbasa. Mike says we have borehole, but we buy our water from trucks for cooking, bathing, and washing, as quality water from borehole is very poor. We also have our private sewage tank. When it fills up, we pay for evacuation. For refuse, we pay a bookie to get rid of it every weekend, as Loma does not come to our street. Paying all these bills is not easy, Sandra. I can imagine, Mike. Thank you for your message. We've got Augustine in Ibejuleki who says, I want to report iFitness Gym Alagomeji Yaba. They will never allow you to use their toilet. I wanted to use their toilet one day. I came there even as my madam is one of their members. I told them I needed to use the toilet, that my madam is your member. They asked me for her name. When they checked, they told me she didn't come that day, though she is truly a member, but I cannot use the toilet because she didn't come that day. I almost died that day. And also, Chicken Republic at CMS will never allow you except you buy something. Well, those are not public toilets. The toilets at iFitness Gym and the toilets at Chicken Republic, those are not public toilets. Those are toilets for a private business establishment, right? So those toilets are meant to cater only for the customers and the clients of those businesses. That's how it works. All right. Before I share more messages from WhatsApp, let me share this very important information about how you can make money.
Yes, Lagos. So I'm back to give you just a reminder and say that you can still win part of this luscious, juicy prize that is on ground. Basically, we have 150,000 naira to be won every night, and 5 people can now win 10,000 naira each, and 2 people can now win 50,000 naira each. So you know the code already. Dial star 347 star 880 hash, and don't forget to put 3 behind the 0 because you're playing for Nigeria Info. And if you're playing for any other station, you can put 1 2, so it's 1 2 3 behind the code star 347 star 880 hash, and specify your number of entries. Don't forget to play responsibly. As much as you want to play as much as you want to play. Tell a friend to tell a friend, but don't forget to play responsibly because there's money to be won. No?
All right, thank you very much. You heard the lady. Play responsibly, and tell someone to tell someone to tell someone else. Ola Jai says, Open Defecation is mostly associated with area boys, touts, and homeless people in Lagos. So government should build functional toilets in all motor parks and legislate public buildings to allow the public to use other toilets, even to urinate, rather than private run ones in a few areas. All right. Lagos, we'll take a break. When we come back from this break, we'll bring you the news at 6 o'clock. And I know that I've given you a lot to think about today. Also given the government a lot to think about because the government listens. Hopefully, all of us can do all we can to end open defecation in Lagos. And we'll look forward to that 2025 deadline from the state government itself. After the break, the news at 6. After the news, let's talk to FBN Quest about money. Don't go away.
I got stretch marks in my teens, so of course, when I became pregnant, I wanted to.
And I want to assume that you would run because I want to give the listeners context for the conversation.
In 2019, you were running mate to Atiku Abubakar. What did you learn then that you will not repeat this time?
Yes, when is the president coming out to address us?
There's a few things. One, I have a burden and a passion for young people.
The fact that you have elected a man does not mean then you begin to order him around. The president will do whatever is good for the country at any given time.
Mr. Adeshino, isn't the president responsible to the people?
What should the next president do to root out stakeholders who are complicit?
You fire those. Those that need to be fired get fired. It's looking like a brand new Chelsea, attacking with so much fluidity. And what can you say about that, Martin? I know you follow Chelsea quite closely.
I live close to the Chelsea training ground. That's what you mean by that. I'm not.